Hey, what's going on, everybody? I go by the name of BJ, and I just feel like I had to come make this video to talk about everything that's been happening with the Spurs over the last couple days. So Dejounte just got traded to the Atlanta Hawks, and fans have been going crazy. You know, I've heard people talk about not supporting the team anymore because of this. I heard them talk about not buying merchandise, not going to games, not even watching games. And I understand it. You know, I definitely understand where they're coming from because I'm a fan myself. You know, I've been a fan for over 17 years now. I've seen the ups, I've seen the downs. So I can understand where they're coming from because Dejounte was our guy. You know, we drafted him late in the first round and he's developed with us all the way up to an all-star. And it just feels like a lot of our players develop with us and then they find their success with another team. Kawhi Leonard is probably the biggest example of that. You've seen it happen with Kyle Anderson, Davis Bertans, Bryn Forbes, Derek White last season, even going back to George Hill. It feels like we never get to reap the success of the work that's put in San Antonio. It happened again with Dejounte, so I can tell that a lot of fans are upset about that. I am. You know, I was upset about it as well, but it's been a couple of days since the trade happened. I've had some time to think about it. The more I think about it, the more I actually think this is a good thing. For a couple of reasons. Number one, it's come out that this was inevitable. There was no way that we were going to be able to re-sign Dejounte. Apparently, he told the team that he wasn't going to sign the extension, but not because he didn't want to be in San Antonio, but just because they couldn't afford him. Something to do with the CBA. They could only offer him a certain amount, and he knows he was worth way more than that. So of course he's not going to sign that extension. Knowing that, the Spurs had no choice but to trade him. They had to try to get as much as they can get in return when his value was at its highest. So I'm glad that it was an amicable split, that both sides understood that, hey, this is something that had to happen, but it's something that had to happen. So I don't think there was any malice on either side. So I think it's a good thing that we at least got some value back for Dejounte. And 4 first-round picks is nothing to sneeze at. It's better than losing him for nothing in a couple of years. So I'll take that. The second reason I think this is a good thing, and I think this is the most important reason to me, this gives us direction. You know, I think that we've been kind of muddling in the middle of the NBA for the last couple seasons, you know, getting into the play-in tournament, losing in the play-in tournament. And there's a really, really, really strong chance of getting stuck there if we're not careful. So now we got to go into full rebuild mode. And I think a lot of fans are not used to that. I get it. I've been there with you. But it's what needs to happen. I think if you look at the players who are in the next upcoming draft, this kid from France is pretty good. I think he can be a franchise-altering player that you can build a team around. So it's worth it now to try to get as much draft picks as you possibly can to get a chance of getting a superstar player in the draft. That's the only thing I think is going to help us moving forward. Now, that in addition to the fact that I think some of the players on our team currently, I think some of them still have potential to be great. I think about Josh Primo. I still believe in Keldon Johnson. I actually really believe in Devin Vassell. I think Jeremy Sohan is somebody who, he may not be an all-star ever, but I think he's going to be somebody who's going to be on the team that's going to contribute to a lot of wins. So I just think that we have some players on our team right now, some young players on our team right now who can develop into something great. So all is not lost, Spurs fans. We still got a lot to look forward to. If we actually look at what we got back in the trade, again, 4 first-round picks, nothing to sneeze at. Honestly, if we're going full-on rebuild, Jakob, love you. Seems like the writing's on the wall. Doug, same thing. Josh Richardson. Those are 3 veteran players that are on our team that are most likely going to get traded before the end of the season. And you know what? I'm all for it. I've come around to it because I know what direction the team is headed in. And I just want the Spurs to succeed. I follow this team no matter what. I'm a fan. I've been a fan. I'm going to continue being a Spurs fan no matter what happens. And it sucks that Dejounte got traded. But when you really look into it, it had to happen. And it actually helps us moving forward. So that's it. I just needed to come on here just to get my thoughts out. I think it's going to be okay. I think we have a good future ahead of us. I think that given the circumstances, this was the best thing to do for the team moving forward. And I'm happy with the direction that we're headed in now. Next season is going to be rough. It's going to be rough. You have to find some sort of a silver lining to next season. You got to find something to be excited about next season, because we're not going to win a lot of games. I'm just going to go out there and say we're not going to win a lot of games. But, you know, specifically talking about the Dejounte Murray trade, Dejounte, I'm glad that we got what we got out of him. I think he's been amazing to this team. And I think that regardless of the fact that his time on the team is now over, I wish him nothing but the best. And I hope that this team, the Spurs team, the direction that we're headed in is a successful one. So that's it. That's all I got. I'm happy to see what everybody else thinks about the situation. I have a pretty good idea what a lot of people think, but happy to know what you guys think about the situation. But until then, go Spurs, go.